Hello guys, today I'll show you how to expand the disk space in Ubuntu. This is in virtualized environment. When you increase the disk space from VMware or VMware workstation, how you can expand the disk from operating system, which is Ubuntu or any other Linux um, operating system. And if you see, I'm running this version of Linux. Ubuntu 22.04 jamming, and currently this disk space I have is 60 GB. So now we will go to the VM and add 5 GB of space, and then we'll see how we can increase the space from the operating system. Now I will add 5 GB to my virtual machine. So now it's total 65 GB, and I'll click on save. Now after adding the disk expansion from the VM, adding this more space from the VM, now we need to rescan the SCSI devices on the VM to reflect the disk which we have added, so that the operating system will be aware that it has got more disk capacity. For that we need to run this command on the Linux terminal: ls space hyphen ls space slash sys slash class slash SCSI underscore device. This will give us the device IDs, and to rescan each device we have to run this command. I'll just copy paste from the command line from my notepad. So the command you need is sudo bash in quotation echo1 pointing to sys class SCSI device, and here you need to add the ID 2000, and here the same you need to add 200 device, and you need to press enter to rescan. Enter the sudo password. Now again do the same for the second SCSI device. Press up arrow and change from 2 to 3. Enter. Again, these IDs might differ from VM to VM. Based on your environment, you need to change these parameters. So now, after rescanning the device, we will see if the operating system is aware of this change of disk space. For that, we need to run df-h. This command displays file system usage information, and it usually shows in megabyte. So if you see here, the disk space for the root operating system is showing 60 GB, and to know the disk size we can run lsblk. Now this will show the partition size SDA. Now it's showing 65 GB. Earlier it was 60 GB. If you see here, now that operating system is aware that the disk size is 60 GB. We can go ahead and start the expansion from the operating system. For that we need to run, and this expansion we will do from fdisk. So first you need to run this command, like clear the screen. You need to run sudo fdisk /dev/sda, and from here you need to type p to list partition. Here if you see, under SDA we have two partitions, SDA1 and SDA2. SDA is EFI system, it's a boot partition. We don't want to touch this partition. We want to work only on this SDA2, which is showing currently 60 GB. It's a Linux file system, and we need to expand this disk from 60 GB to 65 GB. For that, what we can do is, first we have to note down this start sector and end sector. Here you can see this is the start sector, and here it's end sector. So what we will do, we will delete this partition. Delete partition from the table only, from the partition table, not the actual data we will be deleting. Only from the partition table we will delete this SDA2, and then we will create a new with the new disk size. So take a note of this start and end sector. Just copy and keep it somewhere in the notepad. Then what we will do now is we will delete this partition by typing D. Now it will ask which partition you want to delete. So it's the partition 2, SDA2. So we will press number 2 here to delete the SDA2 partition. Now the partition 2 has been deleted. Now we will create a new partition table. Then it will ask the partition identity number, which is again 2. Same partition we have to create, and we will press 2, or we can leave it blank as default is set to 2. Now first sector, it says to enter the first sector. If you see here, the first sector is 1050624. So the start sector is showing is 1050624, and default is 1050624, which is correct. Then we can type this number, the start sector number, or we can just press enter, because default is set as 1050624. Then go ahead and press enter. Now the end sector, if you see here, the end sector we have is 12477 and till the end. Now the end sector, it shows the 5 GB which we have added. So in order to consume that 5 GB, in order to expand the disk size, we need to select this default sector, default end sector, which is 136314846. Just press enter. Now it will ask, do you want to remove the signature? No, we don't want to remove the signature. We are just editing the partition table. We want to retain the same signature, so we will say no to this. Now we have modified the partition. Before writing the changes to the fdisk, we want to make sure that the changes we have done, we need to verify those changes. So again, we will go to partition by typing p in the command. Now if you see, it is showing 64.5 GB, which is almost 512 MB consumed by the boot partition, and 64.5 GB. So from 60 GB we have expanded to 65 GB. So This is what we are intended to do. Now we can go ahead and write the partition, write the changes to the partition table. For that we will type w and then press enter. Then this will say the partition table has been altered and to sync the disks. We will clear the screen. So now the disk is expanded, but this resize of this partition to refresh the partition from the operating system, again we need to run this command sudo resize to fs space /dev /lda2. This is the partition we want to resize. We'll press enter. Then it will say that the file system amount is now 65 GB 4K block. This is how we can expand the disk size. If you see again screen fetch, it will show 64, almost 65 GB. You can see we have the disk space now. Thanks for watching, and if you find this video informative, please hit like and subscribe.